Good morning. Coming off of my husband teaching a class and then goes right into mine. So thank you for your patience. All right, so I am Shannon. We're gonna be doing a glutes and abs class today. So let me pin my video and then I'll show you what we're gonna be using. Okay, so good morning. I see some shots over there. Good to see you. All right, so I'm gonna be using one heavy weight. You can use any size you like. And then I have a set of medium dumbbells and a band. If you don't have a band, you can tie your robe wrap, your little robe string up tight. I have used that before prior to buying these. That works great. And if you don't want to use anything for extra resistance, you can do all the exercises without it. So keep that in mind today. All right, and I was gonna use some discs and small ball, but I think we're just gonna stick to something more basic today. So medium dumbbells, one heavy dumbbell, band or a rope tie, or you can use a bungee, anything like that you have at home. So let me make sure everybody can see me, hear me, get in. And we'll start in about 2 minutes. So go ahead and gather whatever you need and then make sure you have a water bottle nearby. We're adding some cardio today. So you will need water bottle and then your mat or a soft surface. We're gonna start standing, we'll go down to the mat after that. So we'll get going in about 2 minutes of fun. All right, so we're just gonna start warming up as people come in. I will make one adjustment to my camera to drop it down toward the mat. But not yet, we're not gonna go down there just yet. Let's just roll our shoulders back. Open up that chest, and so let's start connecting that movement with our breath. So inhale, exhale, let all of it go. Inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale, let all of it go. 2 more, all the way up. And last one, hold it here. Hands behind your hips. Chest comes forward. Arms go up. And bring it back to standing. All right, so I'm doing a shallow movement right now. We're gonna go a little bit deeper after we warm up. It's just a hip hinge forward. This is a practice movement for part of the squat that we're gonna do as part of our first set. So, as you can see, my spine stays neutral. There's no rounding here, closing up of the chest. Proud chest, lift it up. All right, now bring hands down just above the knees, roll through that spine, flatten it out, roll it up, flatten it out. Good, we're drawing abdominals in. Good, and then bringing it back to center. So connecting with that core today, we start with pelvic floor. We're gonna do that Kegel. As we exhale, drawing rib cage to center. Good, and that's gonna happen on our exhale every time. Last one, hold it up here, press to the ground. Separate those shoulders, so here I am. Rounding instead of returning to that neutral spine. And then if you have the flexibility in your hamstrings, or you can soften your knees just a bit, you roll through the spine and stack it up. Roll it all the way down. So here, envision your spine as a string of beads. And 1 bead at a time is moving. Roll it up and back, good. Last one, hold at the bottom here for me. I'm gonna face you. Walk those feet out. If you need to stay up here higher, that's totally fine. And then I'm just gonna go side to side, get a little bit of a stretch and a warm up in that inner thigh. But my chest stays tall and looking straight at you, as you should be looking at me. So we aren't, excuse me, sneeze trying to sneak in there. So we aren't looking at the ground. Let's hold it right here. Option 1, 2, you decide. Option 3, this is a deep squat and stretch. Please don't do this if you have any knee problems. You can drop all the way down and straighten that leg out. Bring it back to center. Let's go to that other side. Option 1, 2, 3. Rock back on that heel, nice work. Bring it to center, walk the feet in about hip width apart, and roll through the spine. Good. Clasping hands behind you. We're going to go a little deeper with this now that we're warmer through our core. Chest forward, arms up, and come back to standing. Okay, option, hands at the hips, little bit of a hip flexion movement and back up. What happens here is a hamstring stretch. If you need to, you can soften your knees, take some of that stress off of the stretch. All right, last thing we're gonna do here, arms open for this particular movement. Elbows up, just like this. I'm gonna be coming forward and back. So I wanna demo this movement and have you guys practice really engaging the core so we're protecting that low back, because this is gonna be part of one of our squat options in the first set. Forward, yes, so much better, yeah, much better in that first set. Little bit of rounding in that first set. Roll it back as we're all tight in the hamstrings and trying to wait for those to release. Bring it forward. Good. Now let's just shake it out, front to back. And crossing the center, alternating that crossover. We want to get lots of lubrication to those shoulder joints. We're doing some long plank series today, and we'll need to recruit a lot of those muscles in the upper body. All right, nice work. So I'm gonna open up the hip now. We're gonna start to bring heart rate up just a little bit. So stepping forward, I'm gonna roll my shoulders back and down, hands at the hips, take a step back into my lunge, and tap, lunge, and tap, good. Weight is in the midfoot and the back of my foot. Hey, Daily. Take it back, tap, good. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Inhale, bring it down. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper here, you can drop it all the way down with me and back to standing. All the way down. Back to standing. One more. Last one. We're going to stay on the ground here. So even if you weren't going all the way down, drop it down, cushion that knee if you need to. Inhale, reach forward, hip hinge. Exhale. Straighten that front leg, rock it back, press those arms behind you. Inhale, exhale. You don't have to go all the way back. You can come to neutral. Keeping the knee bent if your hamstring is still tight. Last one, hold it here. Take that same arm as the back leg, lift out of the hip and bring it up and over your ear. This is a good chance to take notice of whether you were holding your breath, because I was. I missed that microphone. So much easier to control breath with that. All right, we're going to that other foot. Other foot forward, shoulders back and down, hands on the hips. Drop it down, tap, down. So you want to watch. This knee is not flaring out or in, right? So we want to strengthen those the heads of the quadriceps to stabilize that knee. I want you to make sure your knee's right over your ankle. Weight is in the mid foot and back foot on that front leg. We do not want our weight on our toes. If you want to take it all the way down here, join me here for 3. And bring it up, good. 2, bring it up, last one. Down and up and drop it all the way down. Even if you have not been joining us down here, big inhale. Exhale, rock it back. So I'm gonna throw a hitch in things here when we stand up because I forgot to have you get a chair. So you may already have one where you're at. You may need to go grab one from the kitchen. So we're gonna take a quick water break and chair grab session as soon as we finish this. Hold it forward. Take that same arm as your back leg, lift up and out of that hip and drop your arm over the ear. Nice work. And bring it back to center. Great job. This is my last little warm up right here. I'm gonna bring heart rate up. Then we're gonna get a sip of water in a chair. It's just down and up right here. Option 1, hands in prayer. Option 1. Option 2, down, up, up. Reach for the sky, good. We're gonna take this to hops in our first step, but we're just warming up, practicing the movement, Tailbone presses to that wall behind you. 4, 3, 2, hold genie arms at center, pulse it out. 8, 7, 6, weight is in the back of the foot, tailbone back. 3, 2, 1, and up. Awesome job. So grab a chair, grab some water. I'm gonna grab one right over here, be right back. Right. Might have been able to use that bench, but I'm not sure. So, all right, so you can keep that off to the side. I'm not gonna be using it until a little bit later. I'm gonna clear it back even farther. All right, so first set, make sure you are keeping up with your water the whole class, but you're not taking big sips. We're gonna work a lot of abs and it's gonna slosh around in there and make you feel sick at your stomach. So small sips. All right, so first exercise, we're gonna do a king squat. And we'll show you from this side, then I'm gonna face you. Watch some form. Shoulders are back and down. Option 1, hands here. Option 2, hands here. More intense, less intense, you decide. So for this squat, it's 2 parts. It's a good morning, my chest comes forward, just like in our stretches from before. Then I drop it into a squat, and I lift all the way up to center, okay? All right, awesome. So hands here or here, I'll show you this one. Chest forward, sit back, bring it up, and lift. You keep going. I think I have a question. Whoa. Oh, yes. Okay, thank you, Kat, for helping with that. I appreciate that. Yes, if you change your gallery view and you go up in the 3 little dots in the corner, you can pin my view so you don't have everyone else distracting you. All right, forward, down, up, and lift. Now we're gonna make one change to this. Looks like this, chest forward, drop it down, and then we come straight up, okay? Without the second half of the good morning. All right, let's go. Forward, squat, up, forward, squat, up. If this bothers your back, squat and lift. Right here, you're getting rid of that hip hinge. You know what you need today. 3 more. Forward, squat, and lift. Last 2. Up, good. Last 1, down, and up. Shake it out. Should be really nice and warm in those legs now. Good work. All right, so we're gonna go to first little cardio boost here with some jump squats. We practice those here in our warm-up. So this is your option 1. Option 2, just like you're shooting basketballs over and over again. All right, we're going for it. Keep going. I'm gonna adjust this just a little so you can see my legs all the way. Yeah, it's better. All right. So my head may be cut off, but I want you watching my legs right now anyway. Come on. Holding it here. Shooting. Pulsing. Okay, you can decide. Either way, whatever you're doing, my knees are not coming forward. Okay, come on. Keep going. I'm watching our timer. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we're gonna rest, but not for long. Let me grab my timer. Come on, you have about 10 seconds. Catch your breath. We're going right into another cardio series. Woo! Perfect. All right, so looks like this. Down, knee strike, down, knee strike. Option, if you don't want to do that squat, barely into that little knee bend. Knee drive, down, up, options. All right, good. So go deeper if you can. Down, up. I'm gonna also raise those arms. Bringing my heart rate up. Shown from the side so you can see that knees don't go forward, right? Down, up, sit back, sit back. Keep going, that looks so good. Up, down. Just keep cutting off my head. At the top, 2, 1, and shake it out. Good work, guys. Woo, slow that heartbeat down. We're gonna repeat that set, okay? Your king squat first. So, hands on the hips, or behind the head, right? Forward, drop it down, lift it all the way up to standing. Good, more resistance if your hands are here. Forward, down, all the way to standing. Every time you stand, think about your hamstrings and glutes activating. I'm gonna add on right here. Forward, down, up onto your toes. Forward, down, up onto your toes. You decide the depth of that squat. Let's go. 3 more. You may be doing a little knee bend. Forward, little knee bend, up on the toes. Yeah, last one. Forward, down, all the way up, and shake it out. All right, good work. We're going into those squat jumps right away. Get my timer going. Let's get ready, get set, go. Here's your option 1, just raising up on those toes. Option 2. Option 3, shoot the basketball. That requires you to look forward, right? I can't go down here and shoot without falling, losing my balance. Come on. Let's go. 10 seconds. All right, hands at the hips as fast as you can if you're hopping. Come on, my weight's back. Knees don't go forward. 3, 2, rest. Shake it out, good work. All right, we're gonna take 10 seconds. Go right into that squat to knee strike or squat to front kick. That's gonna be your next option, a little bit more difficult. 3, 2, shoulders back. 1, let's go. Down, up, down, up. Option, no squat. Good work, you decide. Come on. Keep going, remember, tailbone back. Weights in the midfoot and the back of the foot, not in the front. I don't collapse forward and look at the ground. Get rid of the squat if you need. Woo, 5 seconds, let's go. 4, 3, 2, last one. Good work. Woo. Water, grab some. Heart rate should be up. We're gonna keep head above the heart. We're not going to the mat just yet. There are a few things that a good workout can't cure, at least temporarily, even when it's cabin fever from COVID. All right, so I'm gonna show you what we're doing with this chair. And I'm gonna use a weight, it's totally optional. It's up to you. This is a really tough one. So we're all going to be shaking and probably not completing a ton of reps with this. So I'm gonna lift my right foot off the floor. Make sure you have about 6 inches behind you. So when you sit back, you know you won't miss the chair. All right, option 1, toes on the ground, sit down, stand up, okay? So I'm bearing my weight in that standing leg, this one. Toes just resting there for balance. Okay, option 2, lift that foot off the floor. Take it down, lift it up. Take it down, lift it up, good. So you can decide. I'm tapping my toe. I did a lot of these yesterday, and I'm not gonna come to standing without that toe tap. All right, 2 more, come on. You can float that foot, you do it. I think I probably came on the other leg. Good work, we're going to the other side. Straight into it, shoulders back and down. Weight is right in front of the chest, biceps working. Toes on the ground. Sit back, lift it up. Sit back, lift it up. Good. If you want to try it without your weight and with more knee balance or leg balance, it's a lot easier to balance when you're not holding the weight here. 4, come on. Join me with that toe tap if you need to. 3, I need it today, you may as well. Last one. Both feet on the ground. Tailbone goes back, pressing back, reaching toward that chair. Feet hip width apart, holding your weight if you want it. I'm gonna come down. I barely feel that chair with my butt. Bring it back up. Down, up. Option. Very small little air squats. You decide. What I don't want is to sit down, hang out, and then get up, all right? Barely tap. Lift it up. 3 more. Come on. Down, up, down. Squeeze the glutes. Draw the abs in. Last one, and rest. Awesome. Take it from me. You'll feel those tomorrow. All right. I'm going to use my band. You can use your weight, your rope belt, and tie it. You can use a ring and place it around the outside of the legs, or you can go without. Either way. I'm going to take that band all the way up. I know lots of folks may have had PT at one point or another, and probably have those little straight bands that you could tie in a knot as well. So I want this band halfway between my knee and hip. Roll the shoulders back and down. We're gonna start focusing on glute medius and outer thigh. Shoulders back and down. Flex this foot, lift, and lower. Let me see if you can see my feet better. There we go. Lift, lower, up. So things to watch here. We're not going to the side because I'm using those obliques to keep me stable. And then as this leg comes up, I want to add a little crunch and down. Crunch, down. Make sure your shoulders aren't coming up around your ears as you do that. Okay. If you need to stay in place, up and down right here. Without the crunch, you decide. Come on. Up, down. 3 more. Shoulders down. 2 more. Last one, we're going straight into that other side. You decide. Standing up tall. Upper body stays perpendicular to the floor. Never away. You may come toward if you want to. Up, down. Make sure those shoulders stay low. Sometimes I just rest hands here as a good reminder for that when I don't need to do something with arms. Up, down. So it's up to you. Lift, lower. Good work. 6. Come on, press. 5. Don't let that leg rebound and flop back down. Resist on that negative rep. Last one. Good. We're going side to side. Keeping the upper body straight. No crunches here. Out, out, out. Push. Come on. Out. Good. If you need more resistance, tie that rope belt, that band down a little bit more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good work. Pop that off. Nice job. We're gonna go back and repeat those 2 rounds. Okay, so if you wanna wait, remember, when you come to your chair, you can lift your foot, bring it all the way down, and all the way up. Foot is lifted, right? Toes on the ground. Helps with balance, but you are still pushing through that left leg, or your right, my left. Come on, if you need to drop the toes, please do so. Another option, you can just kick that foot across here if you have some flexibility through that inner thigh. So it's really up to you where that foot is. Come on, 2 more. Trying to do it without dropping that foot. Get to the last 2, and yesterday's are creeping up on me. All right, shake it out. Good work. All right, other leg. Holding the weight or not. Toes on the ground, or cross it, or just lift them slightly off the ground. Take it down and up, down. You know, just try to start with that foot elevated. This will give you a little bit more work. So I'm going to hold it up, sit down, and then drop my toe to help me stand up. That's another option. Come on, 3 more. Single leg squat here, right? So really focus on squeezing the glutes, hamstring. Let's just go to doubles here. Feet hip width apart, weight in front, take a break if you need it. Tap, lift. If you don't want to go all the way down, you don't need to. Down, lift. If you need a little break in between, pause and lift. If you want the most work, tap, lift, tap, lift. Good work. 4, tailbone back. Come on. Protect those knees, keep them behind the toes. Last one and rest. Holy moly, you guys. Ugh, all right. So I'm gonna use double bands for this one because these are really they're for hips, so they're supposed to be a lot. Whoops. They're a lot lighter for what my hips can do, but I wanna have a little bit more for this particular exercise. So grab whatever you need, your band, with or without, right? I can do it without my band too. Find that balance on your right leg. My left shoulder's back and down. Out, in, out, good. None of this, but you can go that way if you want to. Up, down, up. Feel those internal and external obliques woven in there to the side. Don't lean away. Lean toward. 4, come on. 3, draw the abdomen in, lift that pelvic floor, shoulders back and down, hold it out. 4, chest tall. 3, 2 more doubles, standing knee soft. Last one right here, other side. Up, down. You can stop before your foot taps. That helps with balance if you tap your foot, so you can decide if you want that or not. Lean into it, not away from it. Good work, come on. 4, 3, don't let the shoulders climb into your ears. Feel those internal, external obliques. Navel to spine, hold it out. Up, 2, upper body straight. 4, come on. 10 total counts here. Good work, last 2, 1, and rest. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome job. We're gonna go to one more little cardio round, then we're gonna take it down to the floor, bring heart rate down and do some mat work. Shift to some abs and low back for a bit, okay? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna cross behind into a curtsy lunge, drop that back knee, bring it to center, okay? So I can go whatever pace I want here. I can pick up my pace or slow it down. To add on a little bit more difficulty, as long as you don't have back pain with it, drop it down, drop it down. Good, I don't collapse. This is a really intentional movement, hip flexion forward, not rounding through my spine or dropping out of that nice tall posture. 4 more, come on. 3, keep this knee lined up with your bottom ankle. Last one, and rest. All right, awesome, I see a couple of chats, let me make sure. Oh, those are the old ones, all right. Everybody's good with audio and sound, or audio and video? Awesome, okay. So we're gonna take it down to the mat, and I will shift my screen just a little bit for you once I get down here, because it'll be easier to see. So we're gonna use our chair one more time before the end, so make sure it's nearby. Great work, everybody. Make sure you take the water breaks that you need. I can't go farther that way because I'll have glare from this window. So here, let's try that. All right. Good. So come on down whenever you're ready. Bring your water with you. Restart my timer. All right. So right now, all we're doing is letting heart rate come down just a little bit. Sit cross-legged if that bothers you. Feet out in front. And we're gonna swing it around to the side. Okay, and we're gonna do, let me pull this way just a touch. A roll up to a roll over. There's gonna be lots of options in between. So, first option is with heels on the ground, okay? Shortening that lever is gonna make this a little bit easier. Roll the shoulders back and down, okay? Reach forward with your arms here, not shrugging. Roll through the spine. We're taking it down, 2, 3. First part of the movement only. Up, 2, 3. So this is your option 1, okay? If you wanna take it to the second option, with those knees bent, a little bit easier than what we'll do as a final option. Then we're gonna roll it up, drop it down, hands are right next to my hips. I peel my spine off the mat, tuck my knees in toward my chest, and reach. So in and up. What I don't want here is starting here and then rocking back, like when we do rolling like a ball. It's nice and slow. Roll it down. If you want to make it harder, arms go overhead. They're not touching the floor. Bring it up. All right, so one more, and then I'm going to show you second option. Take a quick break. Assess where you want to be. If you want one of those bent knee options, you know where to go. If you're going to join me with straight legs, shoulders back and down, reach forward. I'm going to roll through the spine. Remember, it is a string of beads. One bead is moving at a time. Roll it down. Stop here if you have shoulder pain. Reach if you don't. Peel that spine off the mat. Option one. Option two, okay? This is the first part, just the first part of our movement, right? Go back to bent knees if you'd like. We're gonna add that rollover. So we come forward, bring it down, hands at the hips, lift those legs, up and over, roll it down, bring it up. Good, nice work. Keep going. Just wanna check you out, a little bit of form. So, noticing that there's a little bit of shoulder climb. As you're coming up, keep those shoulders down. All right, if you want it harder, you don't want to place your hands next to your hips for our last 2 reps. Then you float those arms overhead, press, roll it down, lift it up. Last one, come on, roll through the spine. 4 really good options. Should have hit something for everyone there. Nice job. All right, so straight down onto that mat without a break here, hands behind the head. My elbows are touching the floor, knees in tabletop, okay? Zip up that inner thigh, 90 degrees at the knees. So what I don't want you to do, I'm not gonna do anything with the legs right now, just upper body rotation for obliques. I twist, you notice my knee is nowhere near my elbow, okay? I'm not doing this, okay? So just lift and lower. So you peel that shoulder blade off of the mat. Imagine, hey Bailey, that your shoulder is going up towards your knee. Okay, come on. All right, shoulder up towards your knee and down. Good. Shoulder up towards your knee and down. Keep going. Hold the legs there. I just want this upper body movement. I want you to breathe out as you lift. Make sure that knee is back away from the elbow. Hey Bailey. 4 more. Come on. Elbows open, chest open. 3. You should really feel these, even though we haven't added the leg movement. 2. And 1. Stretch it out. All right, so we're gonna do one more set of those. 8 of them. I want your knees to stay in tabletop one more time, and we're gonna work on a second part of this process. So knees above the hips, heels lined up with those knees, elbows open. We're not bringing our elbow to our knee, okay? But this time, before I start the rotation, imagine there's an orange or an apple tucked under my chin. I curl up, activate the abs. My shoulder blades are off of the mat. They're gonna stay that way the whole time. I twist, twist, twist. Good. Do not bring that elbow across your face or across your body. Let's add the legs. Twist, twist. So my shoulder blades are off the mat the whole time. My elbows are back in my peripheral vision. 8, 7. That allows us to work the core without tugging on our neck or using our shoulders to get through the movement. 2, 1, and rest. Oh, woo! Awesome job, everybody. You should be nice and warm in here. We are going to go back to those later, and we're going to do some scissor legs with them. But let's grab that knee or calf, roll it on up, come on to hands and knees. All right, hands and knees. So if you have sensitive wrists here, I like to grab my dumbbells. Okay, so it's up to you, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to curl my toes and lift my knees off of the mat. All right, if that's too much stress on your hands, then go to a fist or your weight. So I'm just hovering, that's all I'm doing. Now I'm going to add a nice tiny movement where I drive my tailbone back toward my heels and back to my bear crawl. Back and forward, back, forward. Now, if you need an option right here, back, forward. But I want you to think about the glutes, squeezing them to press you forward. since you don't have quite as much resistance if you're not in a bear crawl. 4, come on, 3, sit way, way back. Press that tailbone back. Last one, and rest. You should feel a lot of quadricep there. Let's just sit back, slow that breathing down. I wish I had your life. Yes, I do. All right. Good, so water if you need it. We're going to a plank series next. Sure, I have my time so I don't keep you guys longer than I'm supposed to. All right, so into your plank. You decide, knees, okay, toes, all right, or you can do extended arms as well. I like to take stress off my wrists when I can, so I come down to that. You guys keep going, I gotta move this chair a little. I like to come down to my forearms. It's also more challenging for the core if you're on forearms. So I want my hands straight out for my elbows, not clasped, because as I get tired, my elbows are clasped. The first thing I want to do is round like this and grip everything with that forward folded motion where we live, right? So hold that plank, hands out in front of you, squeeze your glutes, zip up that inner thigh. Now, I just want you to drive back into your heels, little stretch, and forward. That's it. Tiny movement. Okay, if you need a break for those shoulders, you go to a knee plank, or if you need a break for the core. Keep going. Check out here, perfect. Now make sure your butt is not sticking up in the air as you get tired. Lots of things happen in a plank as we get tired, either this, or rounded through that upper back, right? So keep going, come on, you're not done. It's a long set. 3, heels back. 2, heels back. Strong shoulders, last one, and rest. Halfway back if you have knee pain, all the way down if you don't. If you want to relax those shoulders, hands behind the hips, that's fine too. Just make sure you're gentle with your knees wherever you are. All right, nice work. So we're gonna go back to that plank after we do some inner thigh. Let's roll over onto our back. I'm gonna drop it down, legs are in a frog position, heels together, knees out, all right? So I'm gonna show you a few different options here from less intense to more intense. If you want something less intense, or you have shoulder pain, you're gonna start with arms up rather than overhead. If you're going overhead, take note of whether you reach overhead and your rib cage just rises, belly rises to the sky. We wanna stay fixed into that nice core contraction as we reach overhead so the belly doesn't rise. Lift. I'm reaching up to the ceiling with my hands, bringing my knees into my elbows. And down, up. Okay, key to this, really feeling this movement is slow and controlled. So if I do this, you can do a lot of those, all right? But I cannot do as many of these. I'm pausing at the top, shoulder blades are off the mat. If you need support for your head, hands behind the head, but keep those elbows back. Don't bring them together, no kissing elbows. Come on, 3, navel to spine, lift that pelvic floor. 2, last one, bring it up. All right, now I'm bringing my knees in together, hands behind my head, lifting that chest, shoulder blades off the mat. Let's go back into our rotation. You're ready for it now, elbows are open, away from the face. Good, navel to spine. Add that Kegel, lifting pelvic floor. Every exhale, if you want to make this tougher. Okay, straight leg, but my shoulder blades still are not touching the floor. 8, 7, good. 6, come on. Those obliques should be on fire right now. 3, if they're not, you're using your arms, tugging on that upper body. Or you are the Incredible Hulk. All right, arms overhead, stretch it out. Woo, grab the back of that leg, come back over to your plank. All right, remember, extended arms are fine as long as it's not gonna bother your wrists, all right? I'm gonna come up into my plank here. I don't wanna grip and round. I don't wanna drop my hips. Just right in that nice neutral position. Drive back into the heels, up on the toes, back and front. It is a very tiny option. Good, see a couple people more up here, drop. Good, drop those hips, 4 more. 3 more, come on. Navel to spine, lifting pelvic floor. Hold at center, 8, 7, squeeze the glutes. 5, 4, looking straight down between the hands, 2, and rest. Awesome job, everybody. Sit back. You decide what you want to do with those knees, if you want to fold it all the way down. Woo, and curl up into the fetal position and cry. This is where we go. Oh my. All right. If you need to stretch out, those shoulders open up the chest. You're right here. All right. Good work. Okay. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to my chair right here. I'm going to lift up my camera just a bit. All right. So what I'm going to do are some push-ups, incline push-ups using my chair, okay? If you want to go to knees, you can bring that mat back underneath your knees, okay? But my hands are going to be the outer part of the chair. Bring it down and up, all right? If you want to go to toes, same thing, straight plank, down and up. Now you guys keep going. Talk to you a little bit about this for a second, check some form. So, point of this is that this is a more realistic way to get to the point where you can do full push-ups on the ground from the toe position, okay? This, I can do many, many, many of those and still not feel equipped to do my full push-up. So what you wanna do is start out against a wall, and then you drop it down to your chair, and then maybe you go down to a step that might be a little bit lower. Keep going. Oh yeah, I'm talking. You're working. 3 more. Take breaks when you need them. 2 more. Last one, squeeze those glutes and sit back. Good work. Take a breather. We're gonna do another set. Now, if you wanna come down on hands and knees on your mat, again, into that knee push-up. Maybe you did upper body yesterday and you just wanna finish up right here, that's fine. But I wanna urge you as you start to get yourself down to a full push-up, to just start at an incline and keep dropping it down. All right, let's go back. You have the option of going to a plank on the floor, getting rid of the push-up, all right? This time, I'm gonna do 5 big push-ups with my elbows out wide, and 5 little tricep push-ups with my elbows close. All right, let's go. Tuck that tailbone in, no butts up, no hips down. 5, come on. 4, lift that pelvic floor, pull the abdominals in. 3, 2, last one. Hands close, elbows skimming my rib cage. 5. If you need to drop to knees for this one. 4, that's fine. Smaller muscle group is the focus here. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice, you got a little extra tricep bonus today. Set that off to the side, go back to your mat. Great work. All right, now I'm gonna go to that inner thigh. Okay, so we're on our back, remember our little frog leg position, okay? And this time I'm gonna start, I just want you to start with hands right next to the hips, shoulders relaxed. We're gonna give our upper body a little break here. All right, heels together, toes pointed out. Okay, I'm gonna push my feet away, zip up that inner thigh, and then bring it back out. All right, so this is my option 1 right here. Option 2, I'm gonna add a band. So you can decide. When you put those bands on, if you're using them, make sure that they are not all folded up and cutting off your circulation. All right, so out, in, good. Out now, just relax. Shoulders down away from the ears. Hands resting next to your hips. Push, come on. 3. Every time you push away, we start engaging the core. Starts at inner thigh, comes all the way up the rib cage. Inhale, exhale, lift that pelvic floor. 2, come on. Get the knees way out there against that resistance. Last one, and rest. Good. Legs out. So I'm gonna keep my band on. So put that rope belt or whatever you're using on. If you're going without it, it's no problem. I will show you what to do. Bring those knees in, safely extend. Great, so my first option, again, my hands are here. I'm relaxing that upper body, not the core though. All right, so I'm going out, down, up, and in. Okay, out, down, up, and in. With or without your bands. Come on, out, down, up. How do you know how low to go with those heels? If I get to here and I feel my belly rise to the sky, okay, I'm either too low or I'm not contracting that core. All right, now we're gonna change it up. So I'm gonna hold it. If you're using your band, just hold it until you just start to feel that press. Point the toes. We're just gonna lower down and lift back up. We'll inhale, lower. This is your option 1. Option 2, inhale, lower. Exhale, peel that tailbone off this floor. Press those feet to the sky, okay? Option 3, up and over. Do not collapse the knees around your face. Inhale, lower, up and over. I am feeling outer thigh working the whole time. Push out against that imaginary resistance. If you don't have a band, press and lower. Come on, navel to spine, lift that pelvic floor. If you want more work, lift the hands off the mat for 2 more. Push out. Come on, you can go to here, here, or you can stay forward. Last one, bring it down, up and over, and rest. Awesome job. Ugh. Oh my goodness. All right, so bring those heels back towards your butt so you have about 90 degrees at your knees. If you don't have your band, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. So I'm gonna slowly peel my spine off the floor, starting with my tailbone. Tailbone comes up, I do a little pelvic tilt, and then up through the spine, one piece at a time, and then rolling it down. So it is not a full bridge, okay? All I'm doing is tilting my pelvis forward and back. Like it's a bowl of water. We're sloshing water forward, sloshing it back. Drive through those heels. Draw the navel to spine. Up and down. Don't come up here into a full shoulder bridge. Keep going. Check my timer. All right, good. Tuck and down. Last one. Up and down. All right, now I'm walking my feet out 2 more inches toward the edges of my mat. What I don't want, if I have my band here, is for my knees to collapse in. Make sure your knees are past your hips or lined up with your hips. They're at the same distance apart as your feet, okay? So, looks like this. I'm gonna curl up off the floor while I'm pressing out on that band. I'm just gonna go side to side. Reach for that heel. Okay, if you need support, do this for a few reps. Then go to the other side for a few reps. Make sure you're not tugging forward. I'm still looking up, either at the top of my knees or at the ceiling, not down toward my belly. Come on. Woo, there's a chair there. 4, 3, shoulders down. 2, 1. Roll it down. Bridge it all the way up. Shoulder bridge. Weights in my shoulders, not my neck. I'm pressing out on that band, bringing it in, dropping it down. We're going to make that one smooth motion. Up, out, in, down, up. Come on. I want you to squeeze the glutes to press the hips to the sky. Okay, we don't just float those hips up there. I can do that with my butt sort of just hanging out. So you should feel really, really intense glute contraction at the top here. Push out, resist in, drop it down. Last 3. 1 smooth motion. 2, come on, really hitting those outer thighs. Navel to spine, last one. Good, hold it up. Press those knees out so you feel some activation in those abductors. And all I'm gonna do is pulse that press. 8, 7, make sure your shoulders are bearing the weight, not your neck. 5, 4, push. 3, 2, hold it out, drop the tailbone, lift it off the mat. Down, up. You should feel activation right here. We have glute muscle that comes around. There's abductors, abductors, or adductors, or the inner thigh. Last 2. Come on, push out, last 1. All right, so roll it down. Keep pressing, do not release, okay? If you don't have your band, no worries, you're still working. Knees up, over your hips, out, in, out. If you don't have a band, I want you to straighten the legs and go out and then cross at the middle, all right? If you have the band, I want you to keep those knees bent, out and in. Option 1 right here, okay? Option 2, lift that chest, hold it right here. So I'm gonna go out, 4, 3, 2, 1, and in. Out, 4, 3, 2, 1, and in. Last 1, hold it out. Come on, 8, 7, 6. Reach to the bottom of that mat. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo. Good work. My mouth is so dry today. A sip of water, sorry. Snuck up there. Okay, let's take this band off. See where we're at on time. Oh, good. All right, so I'm gonna roll it back down. We worked our back side of the body a lot when we were standing with some of those good mornings and those cane squats and stuff. So we're not gonna do our on the belly W pull downs and stuff today. We're gonna stick to staying on our back to finish up. So option 1, arms overhead. 2, all right, either way. 3, you come halfway up, or just like we did earlier, all the way forward. Now, I want you to, while we're here, to check. Heels together, toes pointed out, so my hips are rotated externally. I'm gonna zip up that inner thigh as I roll down. Feel that pelvic lift. There's that strand of beads lifted up. Shoulders down away from the earlobes, roll through the spine. Okay, we're gonna do 3 more of these and then I'm gonna give you an addition. You can decide if you want it. Halfway or all the way up, come on. Roll it down. Big breath in, exhale. Peel that spine off the mat. Bring that navel to spine, or like you're gathering the rib cage together as a piece of elastic, like I tell you guys. All right, so you're coming up halfway, right here. Abs are tight. It's harder with legs extended. It's easier with heels on the ground. You decide. I'm gonna tap, tap. I'm dropping that elbow right here. Okay, option 2. Option 3, feet off the floor. Option 4, knees going opposite your arms. You can do that from a heel to floor position as well. Make sure shoulders don't climb in your ears. 6, 5, good. 4, 3, 2, and rest. Oh, good job. Let's roll it up to center. You're just in time for the stretch. Oh, all right. So we're going to finish up in a plank series that's a little bit different than what we did before because we're going to add some rotation. If you have shoulder pain with this, stick with your front plank, okay? Or you can do some more push-ups on our chair. So you decide. You can do all this from the knees too. So if I'm in my knee plank, I need to make sure I tuck my tailbone because in the knee plank, it's easier to have my butt back, or my toe plank right here, okay? So option 1, holding. And I can alternate between knee and toes since this is a long set. If you're gonna join me, your wrists are okay. Then you're gonna rotate, reach. We're gonna drop our hip down toward the ground, lift it up, reach underneath, lift it up, drop it down, lift it up, good. Reach underneath. If your feet are staggered like mine, that's your secondary option. You want something a little bit harder, keep going. Shift. Oh, get out of the way of that curtain. Feet will be stacked. Let's go. Come on. One more round. Down, up, reach it through. Come back to your plank. High plank. Okay. If you have Wrist problems, grab those weights. I'm gonna go this way so you can see me facing the other way. We're adding rotation. You may wanna do that from the knee. Here, drop, up, reach under. Come on, lift, drop, up. What I don't want is to sink into that shoulder, okay? So feet staggered, a second option if you don't want to have that knee on the ground. Reach. Come on. 2 more. Stay tall in that shoulder. Back to your high plank if you need. Get rid of the side plank. Last one. Rest. Long series, really tough for the shoulders and stabilizers. So I always want you to listen to your body and drop out of that when you need to. Okay, let me grab my weight. I'm gonna use one weight to finish up, and then we are gonna stretch it out. All right, so you don't need a weight. It's totally up to you. Roll it down to the mat. Straighten those legs. If you're tight in the hamstrings, knee bend, or knee softened is fine. I don't want you to bend or bring your heels all the way to your glutes here. Soften those knees if you need to. All right, so I'm gonna lift. My shoulder blades clear the floor. I press toward the sky. Okay, I want you to point your toes. We're gonna scissor, scissor, 2 more, scissor, scissor, up, scissor, good, scissor. Options if you want some weight, but you want some support for your head. I'm just gonna tuck that weight right behind my head. I curl up, I feel it. Scissor, scissor, come on. Center, drop it down. Now, if you want something a little more intense, we're gonna do 4 more. Arms overhead if you don't have shoulder pain. Big lift up, right? Scissor, 2, 3, 4. Now, both legs, reach, up, scissor, 2. It's not a swing of the legs, it's all controlled. Center, reach. Don't let that belly rise. Come on, you are almost there. We have only 1 more rep. After this, it is right here, reach, inhale, exhale, shoulder blades off of that mat, 2, last one, and rest. Good work, everybody. Awesome, awesome job. Woo! A well-deserved stretch. So, if you want to put on some stretch music, feel free. I'm gonna flip this way because I can see the screen a little better from here. Let's bring those knees into chest. Just hold them right here. We just want to release those glutes. Nice job. All right, now release back of the legs, hands right next to your hips, knees and feet together. Let's just bring it side to side. Okay, so it's easier with your hands close to the hips here. A little bit more challenging if arms come out away from the hips. Let's just take it to one side. I always have something in the way. It's not the bench, it's the chair, it's the something. Take that top leg, extend it out, get that nice stretch into that glute. Open up the other arm and look out toward it. Good, and let's go back to the other side. Knees to chest. Option 1, drop it right here. Option 2, looking out over that arm. Option 3, straighten that top leg. Let gravity pull it down. So my hip, back of my hip is off the floor, but my shoulder blades are still on the floor, chest facing the ceiling. And just let gravity pull that knee down toward the floor. Good work. So I'm bringing soles of my feet together here. Just letting my knees drop out. You may just need a really gentle stretch that's supported right here with your hands. Or you may want to reach up and pull those feet towards you, as long as you're not causing yourself any knee pain here. So we make that smaller diamond, bigger stretch, but also a little bit more intense for the knees. So be really careful with that. Extend that left leg out for me, right leg up. And let's just really try to bring the right leg. Keep it as straight as you can until you feel a nice hamstring stretch here. If it is just too much, bend your knee. Try again. Okay, so more of a glute stretch here, which we just did. Now we want to really lengthen that hamstring because we did a lot with those jump squats and those big lunges at the beginning. Let's switch sides, extend. So imagine you're lifting and energy's going out that heel as that foot comes up to the sky. Even flex your foot a little bit, bringing toes back towards you. If this is too much for the hamstring, soften that knee and regroup. Good. We're rolling over to our belly. I'm always glad that the only thing about being home, elbows underneath those shoulders, as opposed to in the studio, is that there's no one waiting outside to come into the next class. So if I go long, then I don't feel quite as bad. Palms up. Drop that belly, slide the shoulder blades down your back. Check and see, check in with the shoulders. Are you up here? Are you lengthening? Now, I want a little bit deeper stretch. If you do and it doesn't bother your back, hands come back next to your chest. Just lift it up. I'm gonna keep my knees on the floor. Nice work. If you have any disc problems in that lumbar spine, this is not a good position. You're gonna come back to that very gentle stretch. Sit back into child's pose. I'm gonna take my knees way out to the edges of my mat. So when I sit down, I come down a little bit deeper in that stretch. Arms overhead, drop your chest to the ground. Forehead comes down toward the mat. Good, and come on in to all fours. We're gonna roll. Good, cat camel roll through that spine. Separate those shoulder blades. Really open up those hands, fingertips stretching away from one another. Drop that belly, shoulders still down away from the ears. Lift the chin and round back into it. So I'm almost gripping my mat with those fingertips. They're spread out. Weight is distributed all through all 5 of those fingers and the pad of my palm. Drop that belly, bring it up, lift the chin. And I'm gonna go into a down dog here. You keep up with those cat camel or cat cow if you like. Otherwise, toes curl under, press back into your down dog, and then just pedal it out. Whew. Now hold one heel to the ground, or as close to the ground as you can get, and other heel to the ground. Good, step forward with that right foot. Drop your back knee down, and we're into our warm up for that hip flexor. Same position here, right? Reach it forward. Just drop that hip forward for me. Taking that same arm as the back leg. Lift out of that hip, bring it up and over. Really lengthen through the side body. Take it to the other side. Bring that other foot in front. Hip hinge forward. So I'm squeezing my glute here to press my hip forward even a little bit more. Right here. Arms up. Take that same arm as the back leg, lift out of the hip joint and bring it up and over your ear. And bring it back to center. Nice job. So come on up, standing for me. And do a couple of quick standing stretches. And if you guys need to top out, I know I'm a couple minutes behind, feel free. All right, so cross that right leg over the left. Hold on to something if you need. Press the tailbone back. Really feeling that nice stretch in the outer thigh. We have some hip opening there as well. And if you need to hold on to anything, feel free. My butt's going back, okay? I'm not going forward. Woo! Setting back. And other side. Cross it over. Find that balance if you need. Tailbone shoots out behind you. You are activated through the abs. Good, sit back, come on. Keep thinking of that tailbone getting long behind you. Go into that baseboard that's behind you on the wall. Bring it back to center. And twice for me. Big breath in. As you come up, fill those lungs. Exhale, drop it forward. Last one. And have an awesome, awesome day, everybody. Hang in there, we'll make it through. We're getting closer to normalcy. Let me know if you have any questions.